Detroit. They were fortunate not to. They had a 99-yard defensive touchdown to flip that game. So, yeah, until the Chiefs get healthy in particular, there are going to be games like this where they can be beaten if the offense doesn't do what it does most of the time, which is go high-flying and put you in a position where you get out of your run game.
If we were in college, we could use injuries as an excuse because it's acceptable.
Sure.
It's everywhere in the NFL.
Yeah.
And we can't expect, oh, man, what if they come back? What if they get injured again? So they're only good if they're healthy. Like, this is a blueprint. Yes, this is what you want to do. Patty Mahomes has got to be able to decide, though. Every once in a while, he's got to be able to run. Last week, 4th down, they were in 2-man, which is still the same 4-man rush. Them safeties going to split. They're playing bump underneath, trying to rob everything. He decided to run. Last night, he was not a threat to run.
But you want to know why that worked before? Because the Lions were playing that old Tony Gonzalez, Vice Kelsey, and they got away with it a couple of times with the 2 linebackers. And then what happened is he recognized it in the defense split, and then he took off. The Colts didn't present that opportunity. They were pretty much bumping, Kelsey with one defender.
Right. Patty Mahomes is in the situation Aaron Rodgers is in. All right? When you said, hey, man, we want you to be magical, this is the way Aaron was when he was younger.
Yep.
And remember, that's what we like, oh, man, he's the greatest thrower ever. Oh, he's the GOAT. And then they started to catch up to him because now Aaron don't want to run. Why? Because he's had multiple injuries. Patty Mahomes, the answer is always to run, playing that type of defense and the threat of being able to run. Now, when Tyreek Hill was not in there, and Kelsey had an awful game. He had a couple drops. He was not on his game. So they didn't have typically the luxury of Tyreek Hill, number one wide receiver. Travis Kelsey, a number 1 wide receiver. They got those other guys. They're fast, but they're not good route runners. There's a reason why those other guys are backups. Straight line, if we were having a relay race, yes, they would be great. But if we went to the combine and put some cones in front of them and had them run some real wide receiver drills, no, that they're not. That is not their skill set. So we can't just assume Sammy Watkins is going to be healthy for the first time since Clemson. All right? So we just ask, if the left tackle, if he's going to come back. But what if he gets injured again? Tyreek Hill has a very, very unusual chest injury. He's going to fall on his chest.
Oh
what if that
God, this
back?
game is so bad.
With this Patty Mahomes trying to be sensational all the time, we need a better game plan. We need an inside runner to be able to run and get first downs. And when you get to the red zone, you have to be more physical. 1 out of 3 in the red zone. Is this a blueprint? Yes. All the offensive-dominated teams for the last 50 years, they all lose the same way. Ball control, turnovers, keep the ball away from them, no defense. It's hard to win championships with no defense.
Bart, thanks so much for hanging out today. Got it all out there.
First quarter, Bart, baby, I'm always good in the first quarter.
What has gotten so
Monday,
much?
baby.
The Cowboys next on First Things First. Thanks, Bart.
No life.
Monday's good.
Fresh Mondays, babe.
I wanted more from my COPD medicine. That's why I've got the power.
Go to halftime with no points on the board. I mean, I'm like, wow, now this is starting to become a trend. Now, the second half, I'm not surprised they were to get back in the game. Defense is going to play soft, and there's yardage there to be had. But you have to be concerned when you are facing what we would call tested teams, veteran teams that are used to potentially being in a playoff run. We know New Orleans the last several years. We'd like to think Green Bay. A lot of people picked them. Some people picked them as to represent the NFC. These are teams that are going to be there. You'd like to be able to see how you face against them, and it hasn't been good the last 2 games. So, to me, because I can be, unbiased. To me, it's close to the team that won against those bad teams compared to New Orleans. I can't disregard. I do believe Dak's a better passer. But with their offensive line, can Kellen Moore come up with a game plan to protect that offensive line? This is his first time ever doing this. Now, how's he going to do it with a depleted roster? I don't know that, and I can't depend on that. So I would say that, yes, when Amari Cooper's not healthy, all right, they're going to have problems. Michael Gallup, they need to get him back healthy. I thought the passing game would be further along. And against the Saints and against the Packers, quality teams, their passing game was not up to snuff. So I would say, Jenna, I think they're closer to a team that's better than bad teams. But when they face good teams,
And they're not good, and when they face good teams, they don't play well. And the problem there is, of course, we all agree if this Cowboys season ends in them not making the playoffs, it's a disaster for them, right? Okay, they're going to be Giants teams in the playoffs. Washington, they're going to play them in the playoffs. Miami, they're going to no. You know who you play in the playoffs? Green Bay's, New Orleans, Seattle, maybe Philadelphia. I could almost guarantee you this. If the Cowboys are to make the NFC Championship game, they will have to go through either New Orleans or Green Bay on the road there. I'd be shocked if they didn't. I think those are the two best teams in the conference right now. And Jerry Jones concerned. Jerry Jones said after the game, quote, "We've played two teams that have it together, and we looked bad." Yeah, you did. And that is one of the reasons when we talk about New England, even though they're 5-0 and they have all the numbers say New England's just totally dominant, the little small asterisk I have is, okay, but let's see the quality of competition. Dallas, we got a nice line of demarcation. First three, second two. You played three of the worst teams in football. Giants have looked better as of late, but they didn't play the Daniel Jones Giants. They played the Eli Manning Giants. And then you played two quality opponents. And Dak has played his two worst games of the year. Zeke has played his two worst games of the year. The defense yesterday played its worst game of the year. And that was at home. And the most concerning thing to me for Dallas is this, see. They got punched in the stomach early. I get it. You force a 3-and-out. You're moving the football. Looks like you're about to go up 7-0. And then Dak delivers a nice pass, a little bit behind Amari, but Amari drops. It's picked off. That is a stomach punch. To not respond to that, to have that be, okay, well, it's all, the way they played over the next 30 minutes of football, it was like you couldn't recover from it. There was 55 minutes of football left when this play happened. The Cowboys didn't wake up for another 35 minutes of football. That's what was so disappointing, because they clearly had some semblance of a game plan where they could move the ball, or they could stop Green Bay, and they went away from it. So I think it's reason to be concerned in Dallas. We've talked about the NFC, about how deep the NFC is, how many teams have at least 3 wins. Big difference, we said going into the week. One of these teams, Dallas or Green Bay, the 3-0 start's going to feel like ages ago, because they're going to be 3-2. That's now the Dallas Cowboys.
We also now have a couple of questions about Dak Prescott. What's the stat you give when Zeke rushes for under 75 yards?
They're 1-8. If Zeke doesn't hit 75 yards rushing. When he doesn't have the comfort level of Ezekiel Elliott, how concerned are you with Dak Prescott?
Well, I'm concerned because they're not winning. I do know that he's improved as a passer. And I would say Dak didn't have a bad day throwing the ball. He threw 2 bad balls. The one was behind Amari. He's supposed to make that catch, open up his hips, catch it. Even if he misses it, the ball's supposed to go down compared to knocking it up. And then this route right here, where the wide receivers are too close together, there wasn't enough air. He didn't put enough air, and he didn't see that corner there because he was off to the flat and came off from the other receiver to pick it up. Besides that, he didn't play a bad game. I know we like to scrutinize him and everything, so he's throwing the ball better. Now, he can be throwing the ball better and them still not getting the results based on the holes that are in that offensive line, the lack of a dominant running game, and you can't turn the ball over and win in the NFL. So I do believe Dak's improved as a passer. I'm not going to overreact, but I am concerned when you can't look good offensively against New Orleans, who gave you a lot of man-to-man coverage, and then when Green Bay, in the middle of this game, the first half of the third quarter, Green Bay was shutting down this offense. Yes, I'm concerned about that offense moving forward.
All right, let's take a break. Leave it there. Coming up, Teddy Bridgewater had a career game against the Bucs. That's next on First Things First.
You're banged on. You're banged on. Come on.
It's pivotal game 3 of the ALDS. Aaron Judge leads the Yankees.
Yeah. Oh, that should have been beat. He's on the board. He's on the board.
Game 3 tonight at 8 Eastern on FS1 and the Fox Sports app.
Now that we're banking with Chime, we get paid up to 2 days early with direct deposit.
Can't stop Ben, bro.
It's way easier to
Can't stop him.
and do more of the things we love.
Stop playing with me, man. Shoot that. Shoot that broke stuff, bro.
Yeah, more of the things we love.
Friendship Express coming on through. Yeah.
You can't stop me. Give me that.
Start banking with Chime today.
Play with y'all, bro. Nobody playing with y'all, bro.
Leave the roads they know for places they don't. Maybe a better
Give me
question
that.
is, what are you waiting for?
You banged on.
It goes room for those who follow the wrong
Again.
path. That's living.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.